Hey there, welcome to the Hey Kayla podcast. Today, I want to jab my jaws about something that is so overlooked but so powerful, and that's the way that words can shape our reality. And we're not just talking about cute little affirmations. We love those. We do. Louise Hay, she's our fave. But what I'm talking about here is literally speaking your reality into existence. We're talking your dreams, your hopes, your goals, calling them in and making them real. This is a real thing. It's really powerful. So let's get into it. First thing I want to talk about is words being energy, because the deal is words aren't just words. They carry energy. They shape your thoughts, your emotions, and send out signals not only to the people around you, but to the universe. So have you ever noticed, like, someone asks you like how you're doing and you're like, oh, I'm so tired. You actually feel more tired, or how you see those people usually online, social media, calling themselves like a hot mess, and they actually keep themselves in chaos. That's what we're talking about here. And all the time in the spiritual woo-woo world, which is my realm, we hear it all the time. Words are wands. I don't know where that originally came from. I hear people say it all the time, but it's true. Like, yeah, your words are essentially spells. And every time you speak, you're casting one. So I want you to think about the question here being like, what kind of spell are you casting, right? What are you speaking into existence? And I heard this term micro manifestations long time ago. Can't remember who originally said it. If you know, let me know. You can give them proper credit. But essentially, it's little things that you say that create your reality without you even realizing it. And these, yes, micro manifestations can be huge. So a big one for me, I always made it part of my personality. Like, I thought it was so funny or cute to be like, I'm so awkward. Like, I'm such an awkward human being. Yeah, I can be. But I would say that to myself every time I would go meet new people. And then in the background, my subconscious was going like, okay, got it. Let's make social interactions feel weird as all heck. So I stopped saying that. I still think, yes, I'm awkward in maybe a charming way, but I stopped telling myself, oh, I'm so awkward. And the example that I use to go along with this with my clients all the time is when they're about to go to a networking event or they're about to go live on social media, they always say, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. Your subconscious is hooking on to that and being like, okay, I'll make you feel more nervous, right? It's not going to go away. Or another big one for people is constantly saying, oh, I can't afford that. Oh, I can't afford that. Okay, cool. Now your subconscious is locked in lack and scarcity mode. You see where I'm going with this? And this big one, I always see this with my friends, and I just want to grab them and shake them in a loving way, but a hard way. They're always downplaying their freaking talents, right? Someone will offer them a compliment. Someone will say something to them, and they're like, oh, it's nothing. Oh, it's nothing. What? Are you kidding me? Well, guess what? You just told the universe that you don't value your gifts, and that's rude. Of course it's something. It's everything. When someone compliments you, you deserve it. So stop saying, oh, it's nothing. You know where I'm going with this? So I want you to just think, keep track of your inner dialogue and even your spoken words over the next little while and see if you have any micro manifestations that are running on a loop, because we want to stop talking ourselves into our limitations. Like society, pressure, the world, social media, everybody else already tells us enough about what we can or can't do, or should or shouldn't say, or how big we should be, or how small we should play. Like, let's stop talking ourselves into these limitations and let's start speaking so then we can start acting like we really want, right? So that's the first part. Next, I want to talk about rewiring that self-talk. Go a little bit deeper into that, because it's not always as easy, and sometimes it's never as easy, right? You just slap some positive affirmations on a Post-it note on your mirror, or put them on your phone screensaver, and like, boom, your whole life changes. Like, probably not going to happen, right? And I can't imagine anybody really saying like, I'm a millionaire when you're struggling to pay rent, right? Like, that doesn't feel believable at all. It just feels like you're lying to yourself, which you kind of are in a way. So the key here is ladder thoughts. And I believe I heard Manifestation Babe, Catherine Zankina, call them this once, or maybe it was ladder goals, where she was talking about wanting to make $1 million, but to make it more believable in her first year, she said $100,000. So this is where I'm taking this idea from, ladder thoughts, but I'm going to call them believability boosters because I like playful alliteration. But essentially it's the same thing. We're shifting our language in a way that actually feels believable to us. So instead of forcing yourself to look in the mirror and say, I'm so confident, when you don't actually believe it yet, I want you to try something like, I'm learning to trust myself more every day. Or this is a good one. Instead of saying, I'm so confident when you're not, try saying, I'm becoming someone who speaks with confidence. Ooh, isn't that good? I give that to my clients all the time. I'm becoming someone who speaks with confidence. Or a big opening phrase I love is, I'm open to ... right? So whether you're trying to eat healthier, move your body more, save money, move towards financial security and freedom, I'm open to seeing myself in a new way. I'm open to adding healthier habits to my day. I'm open to, right? Sometimes just being willing, it opens you up, right? I'm open to ... Please write that down. And it's so much easier to get behind phrases like these, right? These believability boosters. This serves me right for trying to alliterate everything. Believability boosters, they're so much easier to get behind because they're believable, right? And they're still going to shift your energy. So there you go. Next time you catch yourself saying something limiting, I want you to flip it into one of those ladder thoughts or a believability booster, one that's actually going to move you forward. And it's not just the words that you say to yourself that are important. It's the way that you talk about yourself. So as you move forward and you're kind of noticing like, oh, I always say I can't afford this, or I always say I always fail, or I always say I can never stick to my healthy eating plan. I want you to be kind, so freaking kind to yourself. Be intentional, yes, hold yourself accountable, but we're not into bullying ourselves here. So when I say like, notice, as you go through the week, how you're talking to yourself, don't talk to yourself like you're a piece of crap because you talk badly about yourself. You know where I'm going with this? Be kind, be intentional, but speak to yourself like you're someone you actually love, because you do love yourself. You should love yourself. Please just be kind to you while we're going through this process, because it can be a lifelong process, right? I've been into personal development for a really long time. I am in this world each and every day. There's still some times where I say something mean and nasty to myself. Oh, 100%. And then instead of beating myself up about being mean and nasty to myself, you have to rewrite the whole thing and just be kind to yourself. So that's my point on that. All right. So now let's talk about how we speak to others. Because if you're out there manifesting big things, right? You're creating things, you're putting yourself out there in the world, whether it's in your career, your dating life, whatever you're building, whatever you're doing, but you're still talking like you're playing small, like the energy is not matching up with your goals. And this is not a place to be humble, because I think we think of the word humble and we're like, oh, we need to be kind and not make anybody else feel bad. No. I want you to be proud of yourself for what you've done. And I want you to be proud of the big dreams and goals you have. You notice how like some people just own a room when they talk. It's not because they have some like magical ability. It's because they speak with certainty. So we're talking filler words like, I guess, or just, or I used to hear this all the time in my corporate life, especially from women. I'm calling us out. I don't know if this makes sense, but ... Oh, that was like my least favorite thing. Please delete that last one from your vocab. Like, your words make sense and your voice matters. This is what we're diving into here. So I want you to start owning your statements. And this is even before anything shows up. So instead of saying something like, I think I might, whatever, say, I am. I think I might start a blog. I am starting a blog. I think I might start an Instagram account for my jewelry business. I am starting an Instagram account, right? Or instead of, I just do a little, this is like for my side hustlers out there. I just do a little on the side. Nah, I specialize in that. There you go. You do. Or this was a big one for me, and I always have to keep this one kind of top of my mind. Instead of saying I hope to, say I am working towards. That was huge for me way back. When I think I've told this story before. I first read the book Girl Boss in like 2015, 2016. And even back then I knew I wanted to own my own company, be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know what. Even way back then, I would say, I'm going to. I had no idea what the business was going to be. I definitely had no clue it was going to turn into this, coaching and consulting, specializing, if you will. But instead of saying, well, I hope to one day start my own company, I said, I'm going to. It like held me accountable. And I feel like I spoke it into existence. And even it was probably the year before I actually started my company officially. It was the summer before. I was talking to a friend of mine like I had the company. Like I was going to be successful. I was going to quit my job, even though it was like well over a year out from that point. I kept talking about it in certainty and I kind of forgot about it. And then maybe it was last summer, they had sent me a message on Instagram and essentially they said, I knew you were going to do this. Like, you're doing it. You said you were going to do it and you're doing it. And it just reminded me that, yeah, instead of I think I might or I hope to, I am working towards, right? The way you speak about yourself puts it into reality, but it also teaches other people how to see you, right? Like my friend knew I was going to do this because I talked about doing it, even though I didn't really know what I was doing. So it teaches other people how to see you, but more importantly, it teaches you how to see yourself. I was already seeing myself as a business owner, even though I was still very much working at the network and had no idea what I was going to do. So I want you to start talking to others about what you're going to do, what you are doing. All right. Now, the thing I want to leave you with is, I think this is the really good stuff, because this is how you can actually start to use your words to manifest what you want, because believe it or not, like your voice is a tool for magic. People always talk about like the healing power of music and songs, stories, how they unite us, heal us, speaking, getting something off your chest helps heal you, helps you move forward, speaking it into existence. Like your voice is a tool for magic. As woo-woo as that sounds, we're already down this woo-woo path. We're going fully in here now. So what I want you to try, it's really simple, but it's like wildly effective. And I call them primetime phrases. They're affirmations or empowering phrases, yes, but the primetime comes from when you say them. So every morning when you wake up, and the prime time is this, studies show that 30 minutes when you first wake up and the 30 minutes right before you fall asleep are the best times to rewire your brain. Your brain goes into this state. I can't for the life of me remember all of the science behind it, but I've Googled a lot. So that's the prime time, the 30 minutes when you first wake up, 30 minutes before you fall asleep. So every morning, as soon as you wake up, I want you to say a phrase out loud that aligns with the version of you that you're stepping into. Hopefully it's your favorite version of you. That's what we're here for. But you have to have it feel true or at least possible. So remember the tip I just gave you about having a believability booster? That's where you take the believability booster, like I am speaking with clarity, confidence, and impact. Let's use that one. I want you to say it out loud. When you wake up, repeat it to yourself. Repeat it through the day out loud. Bonus points if you say it out loud while you're looking into your eyes in the mirror. Another big shout out to Louise Hay for giving us mirror work. She was awesome. You can write it down, yes, and you can put it as your phone background screensaver. That's always my tips as well. Write down on a Post-it, put it by your computer. But I want you to remember that the key here is saying it out loud. Like that's the most important part of this. And I want you to watch how things start shifting. So you can have a different one each day, or you can run with the same one for a week and just see how you feel. But you got to hit that prime time. When you wake up, before you go to bed, just have it on repeat in your head as you're getting up, brushing your teeth, going to the bathroom, whatever you're doing. Have it, on repeat in your mind as you're showering, brushing your teeth, going to bed, laying there waiting to fall asleep. Say it out loud. That is so important. All right. And I guess one last thing, like when you manifest anything, and if you are new to manifestation, I'm going to try to make this is how I understand it to be. If you're a manifesting pro, this is probably going to be old news to you, but manifesting or speaking things into existence, it isn't just about getting what you want. You get what you are. So you want to act like you are the person who has everything that they want. So the version of you who already has the confidence, who already has the success, who already has the impact, she probably speaks differently than how you're currently speaking, right? She probably acts a little different than you're currently acting. She probably speaks with clarity, with power, with certainty. So I want you to start doing that now as well. So if you need to go back and listen to the tips, I'll run through them here quickly again, but I want you to start putting these into practice right now. Stop using micro manifestations that are negative, right? The things that you don't want. Another one I hear all the time is, dating. Okay, don't be putting that out there, because that again is one of those micro manifestations that's going to make your dating life blah, right? If that's what you're saying, like, ugh, women, blah, ugh, the men out there, blah. No, 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 no. Pay attention to those things, right? Or I never have enough money. I can't afford it. Or downplaying your talents. Oh, it's nothing. Pay attention to those micro manifestations, right? The second one, when you rewire your self-talk, don't have to think that you have to jump to, I'm a millionaire. I'm so confident, right? Use those statements. I'm becoming someone who, ... I'm open to, ... I'm learning to, blah, 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 right? Use those believability boosters or those ladder thoughts. Speaking with intention, start owning your statements, right? Don't be throwing things in there like, I think I might, or I guess, or I don't know if this makes sense, or I hope to, right? I am. I specialize in. I am working towards. Teaches people how to see you, teaches you how to see yourself. And then the primetime phrases. Repeat them as many times as you can handle yourself. In the first 30 minutes when you wake up and the last 30 minutes before you fall asleep, out loud, in the mirror while looking into your eyes, if you can. Start moving and acting differently now, and then see how quickly things unfold for you and how quickly things start to manifest in your life. So, all right, that's a wrap on today's episode. If this hit home for you, take a second just to notice, again, the way you've been speaking about yourself lately. Pick one phrase that you're going to swap out for something better. You can DM me on Instagram. I'm there at Hey Kayla. Let me know if you want to keep yourself accountable. I want to hear what you're shifting. 100% I do. And if you love this episode, share it with a friend who needs this reminder. Go ahead, re-listen to it, take some notes. Don't forget to follow along with the show so you don't miss next week's episode. And until next time, I hope you have the best week. Love you. Bye.